start your offense in the first possession with a bucket inside. Instead of going from outside in, go inside out. That was a great bucket for Kentucky.
Sherrard Brantley has the ball. He's one of the seniors. He's starting for the 5th time tonight, but lately hasn't been in the Georgia starting lineup, getting the nod in his final game here in Athens.
Sometimes Georgia's gotten a little bit too hurried with shooting three. And that one they made high-low instead of spread like they are.
And Mays take Caldwell Pope right to the bucket, and Dixon throws it out. Here comes Williams. Jurisic. Caldwell Pope is standing still. I imagine Fox would like for him to move a little bit. He's their best offensive threat. Brantley. He knocks down another 3.
3-minute mark here in Athens. Tennessee, the first team on the NCAA outside looking in, according to Joe Lunardi. And they are in a dogfight, if you will, here today. Now the Dogs will get an extra possession. And Brantley.
Georgia is answered with 12 from outside the arc. And another rebound inside for Georgia. Well, Vanderbilt just not doing a very good job of keeping the Dogs away from that glass. Brantley with a nice shot. He got bumped on the shoulders. He was going up. Odom with a switch out on Caldwell Pope, and Sherrard.
Scoring is Antoine Bell, the freshman from Bartlett, Tennessee. He hadn't scored in 7 games. Had a couple of DNPs in there, and he comes in and knocks down the 3.
On the first touch, he lets it fly.
Well, he knows he might be going to sit down again pretty soon. He better get one up.
He could not have played for my head coach, Eddie Sutton. You don't score for 7 games and then shoot it the first time you touch it, you won't play for the next 7 games.
Jurisic has it. Vincent Williams who started the game. It's a little shaky as we turn. Sherrard Brantley now has it. Brantley will pull up and fire. And some friendly nighttime banking hours for the
attack. And 1 in white. He needs to get on track to end this first half. A 1 in red.
1 in red.
Yeah.
He's back in. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Second in the SEC scoring, nearly 18 points per game. Got the bagels so far. Brantley's going to fire from outside, knock down the 3.
The numbers coming down, but the advanced metrics that you can now go to, Reese. What does a guy do running to his right shoulder? What does he do running to his left shoulder? Off of one bounce, how good is he? Off of 3 bounce, it is off the charts how detailed you can be now with your defense.
And last foul on the defense was called on DJ Young.
I told you the 4th thing why scoring's down. What is that?
Guys can't shoot.
There you go. Bottom line. Should be number 1.
Sherrard Brantley from the corner. He shoots and knocks it in, and Georgia's within size for Texas A&M. Man penetrates and kicks. Brantley got it. A big 3.
Tennessee turnover tonight. First of this half. As we're inside 11 minutes to play.
I didn't think the offense could continue at the pace that it has. Both teams scoring in excess of 1 point per possession. The defense is starting to lock down a little bit.
Sherrard Brantley.
Done a good job defensively on Carrera. Carrera wants that ball down low, and Cannon has denied it.
Yeah, he's one of those players that doesn't mind that contact, so that's why he's been very effective.
Georgia not in a hurry, but now we're under 10. Out of the shadows of the bench. Off.
Points tied for high in this game with Kentavious Caldwell Pope, who has 9. Well, Georgia looking into the post on every possession. High ball screen again. Seems to be the lexicon for every college team. Everybody's got a high ball screen.
Brantley picked up the loose ball and knocked it down. Reese wrapped it around, but there was no one there to receive it. How about a pair of threes back to back?
Indicated. 11 guys so far.
Oh, there's Brantley again.
Corbin Collins out of control, loses the dribble. Inside they go to Brantley. Brantley with the basket and one. 3 ball. George Washington has gone ice cold. Nope. Foul call, a lot of contact, letting them play. And Georgia.
That's where the defense comes back in the middle of the court. And the perimeter is open and gives a young kid like that a good chance to shoot the uncontested three, and he did that.
Open three. Third three-pointer for Florida A&M. Yeah, they moved that three-point line back a foot a few years ago, but it really hasn't made a whole lot of difference in terms of percentages. Baseline jumper. How about another three? Georgia in the midst of an 11-4 run. They get 4.
Points for Poland.
Well, Mogvain, he needs to get an assist on that. He's setting some mean screens. 7'3", 300 plus. That's a large man.
It's a brick wall of a bull.
The thing he has to learn to do is play defense and understand he doesn't have to leave the floor. With that size, you don't want to foul by leaving the floor to block shots.
Five to shoot, all alone. Brantley knocks down the open three.
Time putting the ball on the dribble, you know. Get it to the top of the key, look for something to do, get Jurasek inside. Now he's gone inside.
Caldwell Pope can't get the shot off. The three from the...
Pope really missed a help opportunity there. He just went by the ball, and that gave Anderson the drive. Pope had to stop, and then he kept Anderson from getting to the bucket. That was the worst defensive help that we've seen from Georgia tonight. Reverse the ball. Don't go back to the guy that threw it to you.
Brantley for
one way and go the other.
Second foul on Zeller. He goes to the bench. New backcourt now for Georgia with Mann coming into the game along with Sherrard Brantley, a senior from Dublin, Georgia. Number 23. So we'll see how things change in this game with Zeller now on the bench with 2 fouls, and Oladipo's got 2 as well.
Pay attention to where the rebound was.
Jurasek with a rebound of his own miss.
Indiana's doing a really good job of taking away penetration right here.
Brantley gets off the corner three.
For the Bulldogs right now.
Brantley at the horn. At the basket, it finally goes down for Jonathan Mills.
gains. Freshman to freshman for the Dogs right now. Now the senior. Brantley knocks down.
Very little step back after losing the ball in the lane. 12-point lead for Youngstown State. $11 turnovers in the first half for Georgia. Thornton offers the screen.
There's the switch. The 1-4 switch.
Off the mark, Ergel was able to shove his man off the lane. Caldwell Pope with the steal out front to Brantley. And the flush finishes. 15 points, 10 of those coming in the second half for the junior from Atlanta.
He's giving them a nice ball game.
Here's Brantley, got to step inside. Jumper good.
Short. Keep an eye on Chandler running tonight. He kind of loped into the building saying he was fine, but a little bit different when you have to come out in game speed conditions. They put him through about half of practice yesterday to test that thigh out.
Well, and it's so unfortunate for Florida and for Chandler. He was playing so well, probably as well as he's played his entire career. Georgia.
Tennessee overall on their home floor 2 for 13. Georgia 8 of 14, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. But it's their defense that has led the way thus far.
There's that double screen. They got 2 open jumpers. This one another clean look.
Georgia, and they're coming out and playing like it.
Now, Mark Fox said he wanted to see how his team responds. They're in contention in February for the first time in their college basketball years. You have to go back about 8 years to find a Georgia team that held things together in February when they were in contention. So Mark Fox says, hey, I think we're prepared, but I want us to show that we're ready for meaningful games at the end of February in conference play.
South Carolina now 0 of 6 from three-point range. And Price really active in the early going for the Bulldogs.
Georgia, to have a chance to knock the Bulldogs off, you just have to battle them on the boards because, like I said, they're one of the top teams in the conference.
And Jabbar skyhook by Ty Armstrong. That is a thing of beauty if you're Tony Barbie.
He's still in that knee brace. This is just his 6th game back after surgery from back in August. Then a 3 from the corner for Brantley. And the win over South Carolina, that's what they did against the Gamecocks so well. They out-rebounded the best rebounding team in the SEC.
They did, and Mark Fox talked about that he was so impressed with Auburn's effort against the Gamecocks. That's been a key today for the Dogs. They want to control the boards on both ends of the floor.
Brantley again. He just keeps.
A couple more free throws. Florida would have 4 guys with 20 or more points. Georgia has to launch a 3, and it goes off the glass by Brantley.
That's it. I coached a long time. Practice is good, and yes, he should be in better shape. But as he plays games with the popcorn popping and the lights on, he will begin to get into better shape and become a better player. Potentially at the end of the year and being 9-7, 7-9, or 6-10, 10-6, but games like that could become very costly.
Sherrard down in the last 5.5 to his credit.
Well, and he's going to get better every game if he'll work and if he'll be coached. If he's allows his coaching staff to coach him every day, he will improve.
Rick Stansbury says the step number 1 is being a better teammate for Renardo Sidney.
Ball was tipped. It'll stay with Georgia. Brantley. Travis Leslie set to check in for Georgia. Jumper, Brantley nails it.
Here's Leslie. We'll get it off to Vincent Williams. That three. You know, Georgia hit 4 of their first 7 3-pointers. They've missed their last 4, but they really haven't. Since the last timeout, they haven't really attempted many of those shots. Let's look at the angle Mark Fox has to deal with.
Georgia again going inside. Vanderbilt doubling the post.
Shot blocked by Thornton. Up ahead, here's Brantley. And he ran.
Valuable minutes here.
Well, barring a big comeback by High Point, this will be the first game that Georgia has played in their first 10 that has been decided by more than 9 points.
They just like close games. They don't like blowing teams out. However, they're playing really well here tonight. And like I said, some very, very valuable minutes for the reserves, because you're going to need your reserves come SEC season.
Lead for Georgia. Nolte has 11. Burgess shot blocked by Nolte. Run out by Brantley and lays it in.
Boone had a shot blocked by Marcus Thornton.
Excellent defense by Marcus Thornton. This kid is very long. You know, they really feel like he has a tremendous upside. They're looking for big things out of him.
Inside out they go, and Brantley not. He marveled at how quickly he was able to play. He missed 25 days of practice. He practiced 1 day before the team left for Orlando and the Old Spice Classic, and then played in all 3 games in that tournament and did well.
Small team. As a result, Tompkins at 6'10" has to go out on the floor and almost defend a guard. The blow-by occurs. The offensive rebound's there because of it.
2-minute mark, and the Yellow Jackets on their home floor in double digits. And that just went away with that 3-pointer. Shot on the baseline by Glenn Ryan.